Guys, so this is what happened Monday, August 31st, 2023, in Miss Caroldi's class. And obviously, names have been changed, so we have Harris. And I told you he was getting up out of his seat. This was around like 12:35 p.m. And so he's getting up out of his seat. Well, he was laying on the floor. He kicked off his shoes. Now he's getting up with no shoes on. And I see him pull his pants down, and so I pull it back up, but then a girl sees me, and I call her Sade, and she sees me, and she just like covers her mouth like, oh my gosh, he just showed his butt, and I just pull his pants back up. And then he walks around the room, and he goes to pull his pants down again, and then he starts rubbing his behind on the floor, I believe. I just know, yeah, he started rubbing his butt on the floor and pulling his pants down. And I'm just like, this is not just normal autistic behavior. I don't care. This is not normal for anyone. And then, I want him to get up, and he won't let me get him up off the floor, and he still wants to do what he want to do. Because usually I'm just like, this is too much. Let me take you on a walk. You're going outside. And he just ignores me, and I can't get him to want to go out the door. And then he starts running to the girl's seat, Sade's seat, and then he pushes her out of her seat, and he acts like he's trying to moon her and take his pants down and show his butt again. And then I'm just like, okay, I have to tell the teacher. Maybe she can just tell his mom. Maybe his mom can get him to calm down. I don't know. And she said she was going to text his mom. And I couldn't get him to do anything. So I'm just like, maybe there was an older woman in the next room. And I'm just like, I know this teacher, she's like a teaching granny. She helps people in classes. And so I'm just like, I know she's assigned to Miss Doodle-Doop's class, but maybe she can come to our class and just help us, because the front office is just going to take this boy on a walk. And I don't want this boy taken on a walk. I want him to be able to like sit down. And I just feel like he didn't need to calm down because he was laying on the floor anyway. And I don't see how he needs to walk around when it just seemed like this is not the solution. It's something else that's going on with him. And he's not good at following directions. And it must be his parents need to get involved and teach him how to act in a classroom, because he acts great at home. I talked to his dad, but he doesn't act good in class. And I thought this was completely random and strange that he would do this. And he's done little things like that before. He gets bored in class, he starts pulling down his pants. He gets bored in class, he lays on the floor. Then it's like, no one's paying attention to me, and he has to do something to get attention. But it's like, you're laying on the floor and you're telling me that I shouldn't talk to you and to go away. So that's my thing with Harris, but I still want to keep trying to learn, like, how do I accommodate him? Let me see the IEP, and what type of work should he be doing, and how should I be giving him commands, because he has task avoidance, he has demand avoidance. You can't just tell him, hey, do your worksheet, I heard that it would be good to do an indirect request, like, okay, what pencil do you want to write with? Because we're doing this. You can't give them a choice. You have to be indirect. You have to be not personal. Like, I can't say, Harris, do this. I have to say, hey, your favorite character on Cars, because he loves the movie Cars, Mater loves doing his work. So let's do what Mater would do. He says it's great to be in school and do your work, right? Like, name a character, Bluey. He loves the show Bluey. Hey, you know what Bluey would do right now? He would sit down and he would listen to his teacher and do little things like that. Maybe he'll actually perk up and listen and do what he's told. But anyway, I just don't know with this kid. But we do have to try to follow the IEP, because I ended up, after the event, catching the speech pathologist, and she was in the hallway talking to a librarian at around like 1 p.m. And by this time, the teacher did bring Car's lover boy to the front office. And the speech pathologist of the school was like, yeah, even if he should get kicked out, we have to follow the IEP. We have to make sure we're absolutely following the IEP. And then we have to be beyond a shadow of doubt positive that he just cannot learn. And it just seems impossible to show that because he is a smart kid. And yeah, I don't think he can be removed from the class anytime soon, especially not a month time, because again, we have to show that he cannot do his work, and this will probably take like 2 months. And then we still, as I said, the teacher hasn't been giving him proper accommodations anyway. So I just don't think we can even prove that. And by we, I mean Miss Coraldi by herself, because in a way I'm thinking maybe he shouldn't be in the class, but I'm also thinking the parents do show up for this kid, and if your parents are showing up for you, then Mr. Harris has a good chance at staying in the class and doing his work and being a good kid. And so that's what he did in class, and then he shoved a girl, and I'm just like, why did you walk across the room? I wasn't in the class when he did this, but it was a girl on the other side of the room, and I'm like, why would you shove her? And then he was also, he picked up a little cord and he started swinging a cord around other students, and I'm like, the way you're swinging this cord, you could hit someone. And it was like a USB cord, and he roams around the classroom, and I'm just like, I'm thinking that he's too bad to be in the school. He could get kicked out. But his behavior has already been something that you kick out a student for, but it's like he's also autistic, and odds are we are not giving him the accommodations he needs to learn in class. And I feel like he's also acting out because the teacher yells at him so much, and he's acting out because he's very bored and he doesn't know what to do, and he doesn't like laying on the floor. He knows what not to do in school. He really does. And he is not an unintelligent kid. And he knows no means no. He knows to follow directions, though. And the staff is just like, well, he's still autistic and da da da. That's just what he does. But I'm not thinking this is normal behavior. And I do think he'll have to just get out of class, because I'm really trying to understand him right now. And I don't like thinking kids are just bad kids.